Hello, we're in England doing a bronze. This is a bronze by the sculptor Johannes Boese German. So it is bronze. It is very possibly a metal very similar to bronze. I'm not 100% sure. But if you look on the internet at Johannes Boese, you'll see his bronzes are sold as bronzes. I mention this because I have seen one of his bronzes described as a copper alloy. So I don't want to mislead anybody. I think we can say it is a bronze. It is a bust. I think we can say it is in fact one of a pair. This is an Arabian man. There was an Arabian woman. I've seen other ones on the market, man and woman. So it is in the French style. And what I mean by that is it's a Cordier style. You have a round plinth. You have a lopped off shoulders, arms. Sorry. It is a classical Victorian bust shape. So I have seen other ones on the market inscribed Johannes Boese with a date 1899, and I've noticed this one has no marks at all. So we have to get into the edition scenario. So the sculptor makes a maquette or a bocchetto or dummy or draft model in clay or usually plaster, and from the dummy they make the bronzes, and they make different sizes of bronze. I have seen larger ones of these in this style. I have seen cold painted ones where they've made bigger ones and similar ones where they're factory painted in different colours. I've noticed now a lot of the modern dealers are taking dull dark bronzes like this, and they are gilding parts of it. Oil gilding. So they will take this bronze, for example, they will gild the headband, they will gild the plinth, they will gild flashes, which isn't original. So you'll notice a lot of the bronzes now, you'll see these dark bronzes, formerly dark bronzes with splashes of gold, oil gilded, not water gilded. And they look great. They look very Russian, they look very Empire, they look very Regency, they look very smart, they look lovely, but they're not what they should be. So I say to people, consider a bronze like a book. You have first edition, second edition, third edition. I am confused why there was no name on this, given identical ones have the name. I think that I'm not sure whether this is made during the lifetime of the sculptor or after his death. So I don't know what edition it is. And I think that you can assume, I think you cannot assume necessarily the ones with the name emblazoned on them are the first editions or not. I don't know. We'll take an expert. I'm not an expert. So, though it's very confusing, what we have is a German bronze, one of a pair, from a number the same. It's not a limited edition as such. There would have been many, I think in reality thousands and thousands. And the mould they used will become worn and tatty, and they will make another mould. And I on my website I allude to a first dibs sale where one of these is sold for £1,100 on its own. It's described as a 1920s bronze. I think that's a good description. The one on the first dibs doesn't have the name either. But is it before 1920 or after? I don't know. It's very hard to say. I think we can certainly say it was sculpted in perhaps 1890, and it was made afterwards. In batches, in editions. So the one on first dibs hasn't got very good eyes, and I think what's happened is that will be a mould made after the better ones were expired. I noticed that I had a De Martino bronze, and I know he was the artist, the sculptor who did the fishing buoys in Italy with nets, and girls with butterfly nets and hats, and boys holding fish. And the one I have is a second or third edition, and the signature isn't very good and the teeth aren't very good. And he would have cringed, De Martino, if he had realised that after he was going to die, they would be using his moulds, just chucking this stuff together. So you have to be very careful bronzes. Of course you have to be careful for resin and plaster and alloy. So just a couple more comments. This hasn't got a title on it. Sometimes you see bronze with titles. As I say, it hasn't got a foundry mark, but it's an old bronze I think it is a bronze. It feels like a bronze. So we're buying a German bronze for decorative purposes. It's a nice looking bronze. With all these bronzes, as I said, there's a lot more behind the scenes going on. I hope that's been interesting. Thank you.